James Golden, Certified Associate Ergonomist, Vice President, Contour Design Incorporated.
Companies in America spend hundreds of millions of dollars on workers' comp claims, lost time, retraining workers, all because workers spend so much time in a static position sitting in front of their computer. The body's designed to be in motion, and roughly 80% of Americans at some point in their life will get some kind of an injury related to sitting in front of their computer, whether it be back, elbow, shoulder, wrist. Contour Design's philosophy is to design products that will get these workers back to work that have pre-existing injuries or prevent injuries altogether. Ergonomics in general is the scientific study of man's interaction with his physical working environment. And there's several definitions of ergonomics. Some include performance enhancements, improving performance and reducing repetitive stress injuries is really our focus, to develop products that will not only reduce the risks of injuries within the workplace, but also enable the worker to do their job faster and improve performance. What really sets Contour Design's products apart is we focus on dynamic ergonomics. Ergonomics in motion, where people can vary their posture and use motion to reduce the static strains in the body. So we don't like the term ergonomic because it's overused, but dynamic ergonomics really describes how our products really succeed out in the marketplace. When you go into the retail store, you see something that's perceived as ergonomic and looks like high quality. You test it out for about 30 seconds, and that's the one you choose. That's the one that's going to be on the store, because those are the research studies that they do with these big companies. They want high turnover in retail, where we kind of design things from the inside out, where we looked at solving a problem, not necessarily turning over the SKU within the retail environment like every other mass producer of input devices does. A problem that we see is when people ignore discomfort that they have that could be related to their workstation. Neck pain, shoulder pain, it's usually dominant hand-sided pain that could be related to the mouse. It's when those minor discomforts are ignored, they become larger discomforts and more long-lasting discomforts. The carpal tunnel region is a region about the size of your thumb. It has 9 flexor tendons running through it that pull the fingers towards the palm. And from cumulative trauma on the keyboard and principally the mouse, the user constantly traumatizes these tendons. And from that constant traumatizing leads to inflammation, which could put pressure on the nerve, which would actually be carpal tunnel. Traditional mouse users have to grip the mouse with the flexors that basically pull the fingers towards the palm and they grip the mouse, and then they tend to click with the fingertip. And it's this constant clicking that leads to many more injuries than people have seen from keyboards, because it's only basically one tendon that attaches to the fingertip doing all the work. And we found when people click more with the finger bent, they click with more force, thus causing more damage to the soft tissues within the carpal tunnel, basically the flexor tendons that run through and one nerve. And from inflammation in those flexor tendons, it puts pressure on the nerve, and then the user has different problems. So numbness, pain shooting up the arm, tingling, loss of strength within the hand. Usually there's a warning, there's some discomfort that the user has, and they can shake it off at the end of the day. The problem is when the user continues to go back to the same thing that was causing these minor discomforts, it tends to build up, and it could result in something more long-lasting like carpal tunnel or tendinitis problems. In addition to carpal tunnel and tendinitis and problems distally in the finger area and the hand area, we see people that have a lot of injuries related to reaching in the shoulder and elbow area, depending on whether they're reaching with their shoulder or they're cranking out with their elbow. Ideally, you want to have the user's hands within the shoulder region, and anytime you reach out of the shoulder region, you put a lot of strain on the elbow and shoulder, and it can impact the wrist as well. The optimal work zone is an area about 10 inches from your chest, about a 12-inch square. When industrial engineers design things that need to be performed, tasks that need to be performed repetitively, they design it so they can be done in that area, an area between the shoulders, so the user can relax the upper arm at its side and not put strain on the elbow, shoulder, or wrist. They keep the hands between the shoulders directly in front of their body. We see a lot of people in the customer service, call center, accounting function, that have to reach for the mouse all day and do things that are intermixed with the keyboard and the mouse function. So they go keyboard, mouse, and they're constantly fighting gravity to hold their hand up against gravity to get to the mouse. That puts strain on the shoulder, and if they reach outside the optimal work zone, it puts strain on the elbow. Conducted a study at a major pharmaceutical company at the direction of the safety director, who wanted to determine if the Rollermouse would be good for their employees. They were having workers' comp claims in their call centers. In one of the studies, we found an 80% reduction in right shoulder pain. In the second study, we found a 70% reduction in right wrist pain. These are two different locations, and this further validated what Contour Design already knew, that the Rollermouse reduces injuries and ailments associated with using the computer. At Contour Design, we believe that prevention is more cost-effective than treating the ailments associated with using computers. I am a CAE, a Certified Associate Ergonomist, which basically says that I have qualifications to go in and look at workstations and make design recommendations to accommodate people that may have issues related to doing their job in the computer environment or an industrial environment. I've been in ergonomics for about 10 years, and I've been working with people that have injuries, back pain, shoulder pain, elbow pain, wrist pain, trying to educate them about why they're having these injuries and try to accommodate them in some way, whether it's through adjusting their workstation or getting them equipment that can get them back to work and get them happy again. A lot of times people are slated for surgery, and making some changes, educating them, adjusting their workstations, changing their postures can often reduce the pain to the point where they don't have to go in for surgery. And that's an exciting part of my job, is to be able to help people, prevent them from going into some surgery that may not work, may cause more problems, long-lasting problems that they have for the rest of their lives. Been injured myself from using a computer mouse, and Contour Design had an answer for me. And it was a serious problem, carpal tunnel, tendonitis problem that I had, and tried every other device on the market. The only device I could use is a device that Contour Design makes. So I believe in the product because it helps me, and I can understand what other people are going through and want to help people. So it's a side of it that keeps driving me. You know, I'm not here for the money. I'm here for the benefit that I can give to users out there that are having problems.